Three, two, one. What up, Coach Arif Hunter?
How's it going, Svet? What's happening?
Not bad, not bad. So we survived the comp.
Yeah, competed on Saturday. Brisbane North Barbell.
Brisbane North Barbell.
First comp for you?
First comp. I was the biggest rookie going in.
First comp for Steph too?
First comp for Steph. Comp number 4 for Edie.
3 or 4, yeah.
3 or 4?
I think, I'm not sure about Tiz, but she competed like 18 months ago, I think.
Yeah.
And then Wendy, first comp since December. So,
Went pretty good.
I think everyone did fairly well. I was pretty stressed out at the start. Had 7 lifters there, so
Yeah.
normally I'm used to 2 or 3, and I'm usually competing as well.
Yeah.
So, busy day for me.
Man, you didn't look stressed.
Really?
Nah.
Even at the start?
Nah.
Man.
Although George was like, "Oi, I think Arif's a little stressed there." I'm like, "Really? He seems pretty good."
Is that what he
He's
said?
like, yeah. He's like, "Nah, I can tell, man. He was a little stressed in the beginning before he got going.
Yeah.
And then once everything started
Once
going.
it got going, it was super smooth.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have to do anything. I was just chilling.
Yeah. Bro, you were organized with the papers.
Yeah.
Well, the comp paper helped a lot.
Yeah. I used it last comp, and it was only for like 2 or 3 people. And then I was like, this is a waste of time. But then I'm glad I still did it, because when there's 7,
Yeah.
yeah. I was just like, you take this, don't lose this. You take this,
Yeah.
don't lose this.
And we knew exactly what we were doing. Like, I was
Yeah.
just following the numbers, warm-ups, boom.
Yeah, because Edie was pretty independent. She just pretty much did her own, and then when she was ready to lift, she was ready to lift.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, you just want to catch like the last warm up or the second last warm up, and then you'll get a feel for how the lift is going.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to see you do 20, 70, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's good. Who should we talk about?
Man, let's debrief on everybody if that's cool, because we had
Yeah.
Zar Media there following everybody's journey.
Yep.
So there's going to be some sick content for our community.
All right.
Let's reflect on Stephanie. It was her first ever comp.
First ever comp with all the coronavirus stuff happening. Didn't train for a few months,
Yeah.
and then within the gyms opening up, and then she was already training straight away.
Yeah.
And then within 6 weeks, she started prepping. So from not training at all with coronavirus to 6 weeks of prep, and then did her first comp. So it went pretty well. Squatted 70 kilos, benched 48, and missed 49.
Okay.
So that's the smallest increment you can go, from 48 to 49, and missed that. So like there was nothing left to give besides 48. And then deadlifted 92 kilos. No sleeves, no wraps, no belt, nothing.
Okay.
That's good.
That is good. So 6 weeks comp.
6
prep.
weeks, yeah. So
That's impressive, man, to take it on.
yeah.
Never done a comp.
So I sort of said, like, just rip it off like a Band-Aid. Like it's, if you're going to keep pushing it back and pushing it back, you're going to think you're never ready. That's why I just said, just do it. And then went pretty well. 8 out of 9 lifts.
Yeah.
That's good. Even got a medal. Bronze, I think.
Yeah.
Local competition, so.
She got a medal. There was a lot of people cheering her on as well. They knew
Yeah.
it was her first comp.
Yeah, and she had a lot of support from her family and friends too, so.
It's amazing.
Good to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next. Who's next?
Next up, we had Edie.
Eden?
Eden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So her first comp in, I think I think her last comp was December as well, and then we didn't get a chance because of all the comps getting pushed back.
Yeah.
So she weighed in at 72.00. So she almost didn't make weight, and she was stressing, but made weight finally, and then
That was nuts. So she was 200 grams over
Yeah.
overweight for the comp for the category that she wanted.
yeah, and then I told her to chew gum, and then she was just chewing gum and swallowing her spit. You're supposed to spit into a cup, so she's chewing gum. So like the weight's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when she started chewing gum and spitting, and then she finally lost a bit.
Yeah.
And then the scales were a bit.
Yeah, man. And
Yeah.
well, before she weighed in again, she was saying she went into the car, turned the heater up, and she
Yeah.
was just like.
Usually it's
heater on.
better because she was just in a crop top. Like usually it's better if you have like 3 or 4 jumpers, trackies. Even if you wear plastic bags under your jumper, that helps a lot because you just sweat.
That was my worst nightmare, man. Missing that weight.
Yeah.
And then going in with the big dogs.
Yeah, you're really light though. 90, 92.
92.3, yeah.
Yeah.
What's happened?
But Eden, she did really well. She got 8 kilos on a squat, so from 120 to 128.
Okay.
With bench, she got 71, so 1 kilo PB, I think. And then with deadlifts, she put 10 kilos on her best, so 140 to 150. And she missed one attempt, two attempts, one attempt. Yeah, one deadlift, she missed 140, 150, and then got it on her last attempt. So solid progress there. I think she's really developed like mentally as a lifter as well. Like she didn't let certain things like get in the way of her. She just like she knew what to do and then she did it. So that was good. You see a lot of people mature from comp to comp. They get a lot more sort of I can't control that or they don't let things bug them because it's just useless energy. So that was good. And then we had
One of the benefits of like pushing yourself through like uncomfortable levels of strength training, say, or hitting those maxes, you do get that mental resilience. Eh?
yeah. So it's come a long way. From, I think
The focus.
just over 2 years of coaching her, so it was good. So solid total. Yeah.
After that, we had Tiz.
Yeah. So first comp with her actually.
Yeah.
We started coaching together 5.5 months ago, and then we did like a 6 to 8 week prep for a comp, and then it got cancelled the week of the comp. So we did all that work, and then the comp was cancelled. And then we had a few weeks of limbo, and then we signed up for this comp, and then had a prep. So that was after 20 weeks or so of coaching. So she did pretty well. She got a 136 squat, 95 bench, and 156 deadlift. So like a few kilos on squat. I think she matched the bench, but the last time she benched that much, it was in a bench-only competition, so she didn't have to squat before. So it was good. And then with deadlift, probably put on, I think, like 8 to 12 or 14 kilos or something. So solid total there, got all the lifts. Yeah. You've seen her train. She's a bit of a unit.
She trains hard, man.
Yeah.
She's got an amazing physique. She was telling us she's done CrossFit in the past, and she's got a great foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Her back arch, man, is impressive. Like,
Yeah.
That's something that I'm striving towards, getting up mobility to be able to arch a little bit more. When I
Yeah.
see Tiz do it, bro, it's just like, boom,
Me
on
too.
the bench press.
I try arch to the max, and it just looks like a board,
Yeah.
just flat. So
Yeah.
arch goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with like Tiz, like you give her anything and she'll do it, and even though it like, even if it's a bit painful or it's a little bit too hard, she'll try and get it done. So yeah, so it's been pretty good. She's actually had a few niggles leading up, and she started seeing Kelvin leading up to it,
Yeah.
and then did a bit of like treatment, ongoing treatment week to week, and it's been going well. We've been talking and making sure we're on the right page.
What was her physio focus?
Um,
So Kelvin's the physio, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you had Kelvin taking care of the physio, you taking care of the coaching and the EP.
Yeah. Yep. So his focus was just like she had a little bit of concerns with some pain at the base of her spine, a little bit to the left,
Okay.
and I sort of said like it's pretty normal, especially after like heavy deads, doing high bar on Friday, going to be sore. But if there's any doubt in the lifter, it's always going to show, and it's always going to like affect the following sessions. So referred Kelvin, and then Kelvin's the champ. Went and helped her out and sort of worked on it together, and basically just bring the pain down, bring the confidence up, and then sort of give me the green light, like, all right, you can push her like as hard as you want this week, or take it easy, or drop the volume and increase the intensity. Yeah, so he understands powerlifting because he competes. So it's good having someone on the same page. And I think Tiz sort of appreciated that, having sort of not having to relay information from like one professional to another. The professionals were speaking, so we're all on the same page. So ended up being really well, and no injuries, felt fine after the comp.
Yep.
So that's good.
That is powerful, man. That physio and EP collab
Yeah,
to get performance. I've found a benefit from it as well.
Yeah.
When
just the beginning for you too.
yeah, well, I'm sure we'll reflect on that
Yep.
in a moment. But yeah, I found that powerful from a physio point of view. He's going, okay, mobilize this and this, and just dial it right back.
Yeah.
Here's a simple.
To do a daily or whatever.
Yeah, he's like, daily, bro. I want you doing these leg swings, and I found a benefit with my cure.
And then Wendy.
Wendy, yeah.
So Wendy was.
Wendy couldn't get a medal on the day, bro.
Yeah, because it's an international competition technically. So
Yeah.
that was a Pacific Invitational competition.
Yeah.
So that the results from that competition will go. It'll be aggregated with Victoria, New South Wales, and apparently New Zealand and Nauru.
Okay.
So once all of those competitions happen, all the data will come together, and then a winner will be chosen from there.
Ah, okay. So
Yeah.
it still counts the lifts that she did. And
Oh yeah. So
okay.
she'll get a separate medal, like an international medal, whenever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
How was Wendy's prep for the comp?
so we were just gonna do like a relaxed local comp, and then we were fine with that because she wasn't cutting weight because she was 49.5, 50 kilos. She normally competes under 48. So we didn't want to bother losing weight until nationals. So we were just like, yeah, whatever. And then we weren't really taking training that serious too. It was just, she didn't really want to train much. So it's just like, I had a program for her, and then she was like, if I hit this set, can I like not do any of my back offs, or like can I just move on quicker so she can go back at home, because we got a sort of a little bit of gym at home now. So I was like, yeah, right, you got to do like squat 125 for 4 reps. And then she ended up doing it, and then like the next week we'll like go 127 for 4 reps, and then that worked out well too.
Okay.
And then the following week she did 130 for 3 reps, and then like that was a big PB. Like she's only ever done 127 for 2, and then she did 120, 130 for 3. Yeah. So it was just like 3 or 4 weeks of like really heavy lifts, but not much of volume on the back off. So it was like heavy lifts and then not much. So like each session she was walking in, she was feeling like 100%. Yeah. So that was good. So prep was solid, but didn't cut any weight, and that always helps.
What did she weigh in at again?
49.65,
Okay.
which is not too bad.
It's not too bad at all.
Yeah, so she finally got a 140 kilo squat. Yeah. So
It's
her,
a PB.
yeah, so her all best at around that weight is 135, and she's tried 140 like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and then she failed it. She got 135 and then missed 140. So like to get 140, it's like a big step forward for her. Bench got 72, and then deadlift got 165. Yeah, so bench is and then deadlift is not bad, but the major milestone from that comp was this squat. And sometimes that happens when you do a comp, you might not have all the lifts line up to have a perfect day, but from that day, like squat was a major breakthrough, and then the next comp, you're less focused on squat, and then you're going to bring the other 2 lifts, and then your total goes up. Yeah, because when you compete often, or like let's say when you've done 10 to 15 comps, it's hard to get like that perfect day every single comp, and you just got to take the highs and lows. Yes, that's good. So doing nationals in October.
That's Wendy's next comp.
Tiz and Wendy.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's it.
No comps until then.
No, not really. Yeah. Cool. And
Good man.
your comp. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did it feel?
I was a little bit nervous going into the very first lift. I guess the first thing before that, it was good weighing in, like not having to worry about the weight.
Yeah. Because you did a DEXA scan a couple of months ago, and you were like 96, 97, right?
Yeah, bro. Like
So you lost.
97 point something. Yeah.
So you lost a solid 5 kilos without me knowing.
yeah.
Yeah.
As we were prepping. Yeah.
And you didn't even know yourself because you hate stepping on scales.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was a solid amount of weight, actually.
Yeah.
And it would have affected your lifts a little bit. Like, whether you know it or not, those calories would have helped. Yeah.
I think so. It would have affected the lifts for sure.
Yeah. So,
I remember you saying, be careful if you're cutting weight
yeah.
and trying to ratchet the numbers up. It can be dangerous for injuries, and it obviously affects performance as well. So on the night before and the night before that, I was a bit mindful of it. Like with dinner and lunch, I was like, oh shit, I better not have too much.
Yeah, because you ate pretty late, like 8:30, 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a football dinner on at our club, so I ate there.
Yeah.
Like, damn,
I called you last minute. I was just about to go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a relief, knowing that when I stepped on the scales in the morning, I didn't have to worry about anything. Weighing at 92.3. I took like half an hour just to get used to the vibes out the back, where I was just cruising around and observing what you were doing and seeing what Wendy and Tiz.
Even though you were late.
Yeah, I still kind of. I was late, man. I should. Next time, I promise I'll be on time.
Yeah. But once you sort of get used to like the vibes of it, it's pretty straightforward. You just whatever you've been doing in the gym, you warm up the same way, and then and it's the way you sort of prepare for the comp. Like I always made you aware, like there's going to be judges here, there's going to be thingies.
Yeah.
You can't really take 5 attempts at the lift. Like you just got to do it whether you want to or not, kind of thing. And I think mentally preparing lifters for their first comp with that, like it sets the tone,
Yes.
and then it wasn't anything out of the ordinary for you.
No, nothing out of the ordinary. That mental preparation helped me a lot because you got me wearing the soft suit in the gym as well.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Yeah, that's an awkward experience. And then
Yeah.
you're like, yo, you're gonna have a judge here, judge
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
judge on your right. So I knew to expect that going in. The warm-ups were sweet. I thought it was well set up by Northside Barbell. How there was the different combos,
Yeah,
and then the deadlift barbells were on the other side.
Preloaded already.
Yeah, preloaded already.
Yeah, I think that's his first comp with the new Samtec equipment, the 9 Samtec combos.
Yeah.
I think that's like triple the amount of a national event. So it's like decked out more than nationals. It's plenty of room. Every barbell's like competition. There's metal plates everywhere.
That was nice.
Yeah.
And it was nice how he had his volunteers helping out, like loading the barbells.
Yeah.
All we had to do was like go, how much? We're like, yo, 90, 70, 100, whatever.
Oh, were they helping quite a
Yeah,
bit?
and they were just helping us stack on the bar as well.
Yeah, nice.
Anyway, warm-ups were good, man. That paper that you had, I found it helped me a lot
Yep.
because I could just follow the sets and reps. It was like training at the gym.
Yeah, even more guided in a
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. Squats. You got
Squats,
opened with 138, I think,
okay.
and then you jumped to 147. And then from there, it was a bit iffy. So with that 147, you actually like paused at the bottom, and it was struggling for you to hit depth.
Yeah.
And then you actually got one red light for depth on
Yes.
the left side.
Yeah.
And then
It was like my left hip, right?
yeah, you didn't go low enough.
Yep.
Yeah, so sometimes like you twist and stuff, which is fine. So what we found with that, so this is one of the important things of doing comps, like unless you're wearing a soft suit all the time and you're really like super critically analyzing every lift, you don't pick up on things like this. But for you, we picked up you were standing really narrow. And then we widened your stance for the last lift, and it was like so much easier to go down, and then like the whole lift became easier.
Yeah.
So now when you're lifting in the gym, you're going to be more mindful about your stance and trying to go wider and experiment with going wider for comfort and ease of hitting depth. Yeah.
That wider stance made a big difference, bro.
Yeah.
I felt it
Yeah.
on that second attempt compared to the third one.
Yeah.
Just came down so much easier. Depth, no problem.
Yeah. So that's one big thing from that.
Yeah.
And then after that, you got a bench PB, 120.
Yep.
That's pretty solid.
120 with the pause.
Yeah.
That's the most I've ever done with the proper
Yeah.
powerlifting pause.
And the heaviest you've gone in the gym is 110 for 2 sets 2 on the Monday of the comp.
yeah.
So that's quite a big increase. So now let's just say next prep you go 120 for 2 sets 2, you might be comfortable hitting 130. Like because we have that data from the first prep, we can sort of extrapolate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what doing multiple comps you can sort of build on it going forward.
I think so, man. That 120 felt comfortable.
Mm.
Like I felt like everything just clicked on the day. All of
Yeah.
the small cues that you've been giving
Yeah.
me along the way, like the feet, the drive through the back of the bench,
Yeah.
that control on the way down that I sucked at early days.
Yeah.
Remember you were like,
Yeah, it was just like
like
Gaduk.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you're coming down like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah.
Just wobbling around.
But then it's different when you're doing like sets and reps in the gym, and then when you're doing one rep repeated at comp, like all those things that you like get your shoulders down and so on, it just makes sense.
yeah.
And then you can just feel if it's not right. Yeah.
Felt powerful. Came up easy, man. I'm confident that we can keep building
Yeah.
on both of those.
And then-
What'd you think of the deadlift?
It was all right. It was sort of losing gas towards the end.
Yeah.
So we attempted 163 on your second, and then
Yeah.
we missed 170. Yeah, I can tell. I was like, "Oh man, don't attempt it again." After you dropped it, I'm like, "You're gonna do it again."
I was this close. I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, let me get at it.
Everyone would be like, "Oh no."
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I was worried.
Yeah.
But now that you know what to expect, and then we're actually gonna try doing a sumo deadlift today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sumo deadlifts for the first time. We'll do a bit of that and see how it goes, because you might lift 20, 30 kilos more, and it'll be a lot more forgiving on your back.
I have a feeling that you'll be surprised with my sumo deadlifts, bro. What's the difference, the key difference between sumo deadlifts and conventional deadies?
So with conventional deadlifts, it's more sort of brute strength in a sense. With sumos, it's a little bit more technical, a little bit more finicky. So your hands are inside your knees for sumo, and your legs are wider. So it depends a lot on hip mobility and a lot more lower body strength. So your torso angle is actually a little bit higher, and because it being a little bit higher, it's less stress on your like lower back and mid back, and then it's a lot more quadriceps and adductors. Yeah, So some people, they lift like 20, 30% more with sumo than conventional. And then some people, they just think sumo's cheating and yeah. So
Comp day, can you do either?
yeah, you can do any. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've had people that they fail to lift sumo and then they just pull it conventional and get it.
Okay.
Yeah. So it just depends. Yeah. So that's the main difference. Just a little bit more technical, and then some people are a lot stronger.
Yeah. On the day, having you there as our coach and having Darko there as our coach, I found made a big difference. The amount of support that I felt from you boys on the day was insane. From like the what to do, what's next, when to start warming up, like it's go time. There was one moment where I was just wandering around, like cruising, and then you're like, oh, like you're up, bro. Like your next lift. I'm like, oh
you had like
shit,
food in your mouth and stuff.
yeah, I've never had that many lollies
Yeah.
in my life as that day, bro.
It makes a
Just
difference though, eh?
Clouds, snakes, the gummy, the sour coals made a big difference, bro.
Hypoglycemic kit, clinically.
Just fueled on lollies.
But yeah, it was handy
Powerade.
having Darko there because the way the comp was set up, there was Group A and Group B. So most of the females was in Group A, and then all the boys were in Group B. So when I'm watching four females compete, lift their actual attempts, I can't really give my attention too much to the boys that are warming up. So having Darko there was good, and I can just sort of say, look after these boys and make sure they're hitting depth, making sure they sort of lifting correctly and so on. And then, like, let's just say when I have a breather, I can sort of run to you guys and then sweat Darko will be like, yeah, it was good or blah, blah, or if there's any issues or anything. So it was definitely handy. 2 people to 7 is still quite busy.
Yeah, there was some cueing that I was receiving from Darko in the warm-ups as well that I found helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. There was I did notice there was like different coaching styles on the day as well. Like
Yeah.
I personally like your style a lot, where it's
Silent.
It's like calculated. When you say something, like I just absorb it in straight away. I know how to apply it. And then there was obviously different styles. Coaches that like to be a bit more like
Yeah.
peacocking up and down, like hurrah, which
Yeah.
might appeal to some other lifters as well. But
It depends,
Not for
because
me.
if you're doing powerlifting training, it's really repetitive, and there's only so much I believe cueing can do on the day. It's not like you're gonna say, I don't know, heels down or chest up, and then it's just gonna help the lifter so much. It's like if they've been doing that same thing in training, words aren't gonna change it too much. So I'm usually pretty silent, and Wendy actually hates it when I yell. When she trains, she's missed a few lifts in the gym because I've just been getting too gung ho, just start yelling, and then she just starts laughing.
yeah.
So just like keep quiet, let them focus, because sometimes the coaching cues can get in the way of the judges' cues, the judges' calls.
What do you mean?
So let's just say I'm saying something, and then the judge says start, and then the lifter like didn't hear start,
Okay. Yeah.
and then it throws them off. So you always want to,
Like when you're out on the platform doing
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
so
True.
that's different ways, I guess.
Man, what's your thoughts on the comp as a whole?
Like that specific comp there.
Like with all of our athletes, everyone from our community that was there, how do you think? How do you think, in a big picture side of things?
Yeah.
How do you think everything went?
I think it went really well. It was definitely a test for me having that many lifters. I had to sort of kick my butt into gear, and like that's to me that's pretty a lot of lifters, 7 lifters. So it was good in that sense, and like having first timers like you and Steph, and like it's good you've experienced that, and you know what I'm really passionate about, and you can sort of see what I'm sort of going after.
Yeah.
So that was good to have there, and I just like sort of building on comp to comp and sort of seeing people grow over the years and so on. So it's good. And it also sort of informs training.
Yeah.
So if we were just doing training week in, week out with no sort of goal in mind or no sort of climax in a sense, then there's like it's sort of pointless. Versus you can sort of do a comp, all right, and people sort of take a week off, or they relax, or they say like powerlifting's not for me, or they say like this is something I want to get more serious with and then compete more seriously. Then the training gets taken to another level.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure like even Darko was saying when he was looking at all the other lifters, there's so many different ways to squat, so many different ways to bench, so many different ways to deadlift. You think like it's open your eyes. There's not just like one perfect way. It's like man, this person was deadlifting like 310 this way, or this person was deadlifting like 260, and then
Yeah.
so that it sort of opens everyone's eyes.
It definitely opened my eyes as well to like some of the physiques that I was seeing on the day. Man, there was some stacked and jacked dudes getting around, right?
Yeah.
That were like nice and lean and like
Yeah.
big dudes. Same with the female lifters as well.
Yeah.
Like great body composition, and then there was other physiques that were just crushing it as well. The physiques on the day, bro.
Yeah.
Some monsters getting around.
Yeah.
There was some people coming in lean. There was two dudes in particular. The New Zealand lifter.
Josh Tukua and
Bro,
Alvin
that
Lim.
guy's impressive. And who?
Alvin Lim.
Alvin Lim. Bro, they were,
I hope I said his last name right. Yeah.
bro, strong dudes.
Yeah.
And impressive physiques, man.
Yeah. So they've been around for a while.
Yeah?
Yeah. Definitely like world-class lifters up there.
Yeah.
Up there.
And there was the other lady that was going for world
Yeah.
records.
Like 60 plus lifters going for records. It just shows you that how like you can sort of, as long as you can lift the barbell, you can sort of do the sport.
Yeah.
And it's very accessible because there's barbells at every single gym you go to.
Yeah. I found that fascinating, man, to see the older athletes, older lifters just getting after it. It was nuts just to sit back and observe it, and like
Yeah.
there was like 5 or 10 minute intervals where I was just like peeking through the curtain, just
Yeah.
watching them. In general, the vibes at this meet were mad. I think everyone was
Yeah.
supportive. Everyone's doing their own thing. Everyone's
Yeah.
vibing out at the back.
And
there
that's-
was no egos or eyeballing
Yeah.
going on.
And that's actually one of the tamest meets.
Okay.
Because the crowd wasn't big. Usually it's triple the size.
Yeah.
And then they really get into the lifts, and then like you'll be warming up and then you'll hear like the whole crowd go nuts, and you're like, whoa, what just happened?
Yeah.
Or like you hear the crowd going crazy for the whole time the lift is going, and then they'll be like, yeah, or "Aw." Yeah. So it was actually tame, which
Yeah.
was good for like first timers.
What's your plans for our lifting community and our athletes for the rest of the year, man? What's so it's 2020,
Yep.
COVID,
July.
July, all the rest of it, bro.
So Darko might be doing his first comp in August in about
Okay.
5-6 weeks, and I think I'm going to cut weight for that one and sort of put in a qualifying total for nationals.
okay.
I want to get you and Steph into more comps.
Wait, you're competing in that one?
Yeah,
Oh, what do you want to cut weight to?
94. It's
Okay.
what I have to be. So I didn't make weight at nationals last year, and I can't have that happen again. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
So doing that, Raymond is actually going to do junior nationals in Brisbane.
Okay.
And I actually have another lifter, she's coached remotely in Darwin. She's going to do 48 kilo junior nationals. So 2 juniors competing. Hopefully can bring back a title or something. Yeah, it'll be cool if my Darwin lifter wins that title, because then Wendy has won that class twice, and then someone else has won that class. That'd be pretty cool. And then I think November, December, hopefully a few more comps, because there's actually Oceania Championships in New Zealand early next year. And
Okay.
it'll be cool to bring a small team like Tiz, Wendy, Raymond. I think Kelvin said he'll come as a team physio.
Okay.
So that's planning like far ahead.
Yep.
Got to do nationals and stuff first. But basically just,
Is that higher level lifters, or would you bring like novice and like beginners to that as well, or not really? Bit more of an elite comp.
a little bit more of an elite comp, but there's not the most elite people do it, because sometimes like we just need to fill spots, and then whoever's willing to go will go. And yeah, like you can probably go if you want.
No, maybe the support.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. But yeah, just try to get some more people into powerlifting,
Yeah.
do some more comps, have fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My plan for the next sort of 6 months is to continue to cut weight. I want to get really light for all the other performance stuff that I'm doing.
Like soccer and cycling and all that.
Mostly football, so that I can.
Not vanity reasons?
Nah, well, I know you're getting
Yeah,
get
lean.
real lean coming December.
Hopefully.
Bro. Seen you doing bro shit in the
Yeah.
gym.
Getting to 90, 91 kilos will be my goal. So
Yeah.
we'll see how we go. Oh, I did start my diet yesterday. It was so hard. Oh,
What do you change?
just
Talk to me, bro.
ate a lot less shit.
KFC?
No, we didn't have KFC last night. I'm going to cut that back to once a fortnight or once every 3 weeks instead of 2-3 times a week. So, yeah. So that sucks.
All right, man. Let's end it here.
All right,
Thank you, bro.
nice.
On behalf of myself and the rest of our lifting community, thank you for the support and a mad comp meet on
Yeah.
the weekend.
Nice.
Awesome.
Oof.